So it's Thursday the 27th, and I've just walked into my office and switched my charts on, and there was this nice candlestick zooming down here on the 146, and I thought, wow, it looks as if there's something big going on. I've just checked to see that there was an announcement half an hour ago, and this to me is a good example of when not to trade, because obviously the action has happened. I've missed it. That's fine, there'll be another day. But what is going on here? What are the charts telling me? At the moment, it's in the gap on the 382, so it's not working on the 382. It's not actually working on the 146. It's not hitting lines. It is working better on the 56, but even there, it's not really very good. And on the 90, yes, you could say it's working on that, but it's questionable. The only chart that I found that it was really working on today was on the 236. Now, although it hasn't started a set here, it is correlating nicely on the 236 and has been for some time. You can see along there, up there, and then definitely here. And the only bit of information that I have from this chart is that it's going to go up, not down. And that is because of this arrangement here that happened yesterday. And this is often the case with these charts and the framework. You can actually identify what's going to happen next by what happened yesterday or what is happening now. So the charts tell me that there was nothing fitting apart from on the 236. The action has happened and it's time to move on. Now, an interesting thing about left brain trading is that you just heard me say I've just switched my charts on. That's literally what happened. I've just looked at them. I haven't done any sort of serious analysis. I haven't put lots of constructions on it. Everything that is on the charts has always been there and always will be for me. There's no need for anything else. So you can take a quick look at your charts and make a very accurate assessment of what is going to happen and what is happening right now. You don't need to spend hours analysing where things are going, where they've been, putting indicators on, all sorts of things. It's all there. So now it's a question of just waiting, relaxing, and seeing what happens. Of course, the next question is, well, where is it going to go? Well, this is something that you can work out when you use the Absolute Fibonacci Framework. I have a particular practice of not actually telling people before the event because I believe in the empowerment of traders to do it on their own, and that is why we try to help them to find ways and understand the framework for themselves rather than us just giving them an answer, because then you have to rely on us, which isn't very healthy for you because we're not always going to be there for you. So let's have a look at this 236 and see where is it going to go. Well, judging on the information that I have in front of me, okay, so it started on its upward travel on the 236. It will take a little while to reach its ultimate destination, but I just thought I'd show you this on the way. We saw the bounce here on the 236, and we can see how it's working up through this set now. Now, I just took a trade through that set, and one of the beauties of this framework is that you know where the barriers are. You know where it's going to bounce off. So I knew that it would bounce off the top of that set there, which is also that line on the 236. So I thought, well, okay, I can leave it in, but I can take advantage of this retracement and get into another trade later. So you actually end up getting more out of your trades than if you just stay in the trade. And also, this is very boring, just waiting here. So I've identified that the next stop on this will probably be 5421, and on the 90 we're getting a bit more movement going. We have 5423. So we have a reasonably strong barrier there, but at least we have an idea of where it's going to go next, and we can take advantage of this retracement of that barrier before we get into another one to go up to that point there. Okay, so there's the trade through the gap on the 90 and up to that point on 56. You can see that that is the main point of resistance around here. It's also, of course, a line on the 236 because that is the fractal it's working on. You see it went up to that line first, now it's gone up to that line, so it'll resist again. It's also a line on the 146 up here, and before it moves up again it will probably form another little Elliott wave, and then we can see what happens. And there is the Elliott wave. My feeling now is that this is a pretty strong barrier, and so I'm going to go and have some breakfast. The movement has just finished that 236 set, purple to purple as we expect. That's the first set, and we've now in a little retracement. See how beautifully it kicked off on the 56 that we were watching earlier. After this little retracement here, we can expect to see it go up to 5508 on there. We have a couple of barriers in that region, so that is where I reckon it's going to head next after it finishes this little retracement here. Again, a nice opportunity to take a retracement and then get into the trade again if you want to and get more pips out of the entire move. Just a note on this peak here, it's obviously halfway through a 56 set and it was working beautifully on the 56 set before, so you may wonder why it stopped there. Well, the reason is very clear. It's because it hit this barrier on the 1000 set. A barrier on the 1000 set will always predominate, so watch out for those barriers. Keep watching all of your charts all of the time. It's very interesting to see how the larger barriers operate, and you can see that it's up against this very strong barrier on the 1000, and look what's been happening. It just can't seem to get through it. On all the charts you can see it's been bashing up against this barrier now for a few hours. The chances are that because it's a barrier on 1000, it will cause the currencies to dip back. So personally, I wouldn't be going into any upward moves just at the moment. If anything, I'd be looking for a sell, see if there's a setup anywhere. But let's see how this develops. I'm going out for a while now, so I'll come back to it later. Well, we've had the bounce and nothing much interesting happening now, so I'm calling it a day, and I'm actually out tomorrow, so we'll have a look at this again at the weekend.